Oh my god. Yo, holy shit. I made it to my accommodations. Fuck me. What a journey. Oh my goodness. So far, my first impressions of Italy, I'm assuming not all of it will be like this, and I'm definitely just generalizing right now, so please take everything I say with a grain of salt. But holy shit, it was so difficult to navigate. Me and all of the non-Italians were all just together, like, what the hell? And we would just run into other groups of people all trying to get to the same place, city center, and we'd all be like, what the hell? There's no signage. Or we would follow the signage that existed, and we just wouldn't end up anywhere. So I would have to ask for help, and they'd be like, oh yeah, you have to go down the stairs and through this entrance and blah blah blah. And all that to say, we eventually made it. But I have just been meeting so many kind and occasionally just interesting and not kind strangers this trip. On the flight, I sat next to this 23-year-old boy and his mother, and he was just really interested in speaking to me. I think he really wanted to practice his English. His mom spoke to me a lot too, and she was really sweet, but she was really tired because she had been thinking in 3 different languages the whole day. So she kept being like, oh, my brain, it feels like a mosquito, implying that it was buzzing. The boy was kinda nice. Maybe there were just cultural differences. I don't know if it's a difference between Italians and Americans or something, but he kept saying that I didn't look American. He kept being like, but you're not American. And I was like, yep, nope, I'm 100% American. And he was like, oh, but you're Vietnamese. I'm like, yes, I am a Vietnamese American. He's like, yeah, because your face is not the face of an American. Like, okay, I'm assuming you mean white? I don't know. And then he eventually was like, yeah, I'm a dancer. Can I show you videos? And I was like, oh, of course. I complimented his dancing partner. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Her dress is stunning. And he was like, yeah, I actually recently had to switch because she was too, what is the word? Fat. And I was like, I don't know. They did talk to me the whole flight, and they did give me a lot of tips. And so, I don't know. But after that, as I got off my flight, I was looking for the way to get to city center, and me and this group of people were all lost together. And this 19-year-old boy from Budapest, he's like, oh, are you looking for the city center? And I'm like, yes. Oh my goodness. Are you also, headed in that direction? And he was like, let's find it together, obviously. And so we're walking and we're heading there. And I was like, oh yeah, I think I have to take a separate bus than you, but I don't know if I want to walk. But the mother and son duo that I had just talked to, they were all warning me about how dangerous Italy was. They literally said that 10 times to me.
Italy is so dangerous.
And I was like, okay. And they're like, you have to be careful, especially as a woman. They're like, don't go out at night. They told me so many other little interesting things. Don't order cappuccinos after 12 p.m. That will be so strange. You can only order espresso after 12 p.m. and espresso with alcohol specifically. I was like, okay. Learning a lot about Italian culture this trip. But anyway, the boy from Budapest was so kind. We ended up walking to the train station together, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I want to walk to my Airbnb and kind of explore, but honestly, I'm a little bit nervous since it's later at night. It's pitch black outside right now, and obviously I'm a solo female traveler, and you guys know me. I look like a bumbling buffoon, especially on my phone trying to navigate. It's just like, I knew that wouldn't be good. And he was like, oh, I'll just walk you all the way to your accommodations. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, you totally don't have to do that. Don't even worry. And he just insisted, and he was so sweet, and he carried my bag up 4 flights of stairs, every single stair that he went to. Hungarian people, you're my favorite, just so you know. And I told him what happened with the Italian mom and son, and I was like, yeah, is this like a European thing? Should I not be offended? Is it just cultural? And he was like, nope, that would be definitely really offensive if you said that in Budapest. And I was like, maybe it's an Italian thing. I don't know. Italians, pipe up. Not Italian Americans, just my international Italian audience. What's going on? Is it a language barrier? What's happening? I was just about to take a shower when I realized that it's close to 10 p.m. right now, and if I want to go out to eat afterwards, which a lot of restaurants are going to close pretty soon, I'll be freezing because of my wet hair. So even though I'm scared, and the only reason why I'm scared is because the Italian mom and son kept being like, Italy is so dangerous. Don't go out at night, especially you, as a solo woman. And so I do have a little bit of fear, but I just thought to myself, it's my year of bravery. It's fine. I'm not gonna bring a bag. I'm not gonna bring anything that will draw attention to me, though I feel like my appearance in Italy is already I just feel like I'm such an easy target. I said that and they both laughed. And so I feel like it's fine. Genuinely, I'm just gonna bring my phone. I don't think I'm even gonna bring this DJI when I'm out because I think it just makes the most sense to log with my phone so that I just constantly have it on me. I wasn't paranoid, honestly, but I've just had multiple Italians be like, it's very dangerous. What the hell? More dangerous than America? We have guns. I have been held at gunpoint in America. I don't know, but people are freaking me out. I've obviously never been here before. I obviously am a solo traveler. I'm also Asian on top of that, and that seems to be a bit attention grabbing perhaps in Italy. Everyone is staring at me. Perhaps it's my colored hair. I don't want to assume anything nefarious. They've probably just never seen anyone who looks like me, and that's fine. That doesn't mean that anyone will hurt me. Hopefully. So anyway, all that said, even though I'm sweaty and gross and I really want to shower, I'm gonna go ahead and find a restaurant, something that is as close as possible, and hopefully be able to get some yummy grub. Ideally pasta. That sounds really lovely right now. So we'll see. This is basically my only night in Bologna, and then I don't even have a full 24 hours here. I leave for Florence tomorrow at around, I should look at my ticket so I should know when, but I leave for Florence tomorrow at sometime in the mid-afternoon. So because of that, I just really want to be able to maximize my time, and the food here is said to be the best ever. So I really want to see what's up. Let's see what we got going on. There is a bistro that is literally a 2-minute walk from here. So God forbid something happened to me in 2 minutes. Hopefully we'll be fine. I just knocked on wood. So also I want to show you guys the key. It was so convoluted to get into this unit. Truly, if I didn't have that young Hungarian boy help me, I don't know what I would have done, truly, because it was so crazy. There were so many gates and doorways and entries. Let me show you guys the key. Let me get it. Give me a second. This is the key to the door. It looks like a fantasy key that I made up. We were literally walking through all of the gates, and the Hungarian boy named Levy, you're never gonna see this, you have no social media, but I appreciate you and thank you for walking me to my Airbnb. But he literally was like, it feels like a prison, because all of the doors were automatically opening. Like the building looks really old, but I was opening everything with my phone because it's automated. This was the key. So far, my time in Italy, very interesting. So anyway, I am going to head out to this restaurant now before it closes. So apologies if the footage doesn't look as great and as crisp as I would like it to. I'm gonna be recording most of my Italy footage on my phone because honestly, I'm just so absent-minded and I would be the prime target for a pickpocket. Like you could so easily pickpocket me, you know? I would pickpocket you. Anyway, enough of this talk. I'm like casting bad omens onto myself. Let's go get some pasta. I just put a lippy on, but also I have to tell y'all before I leave. I wasn't even gonna tell YouTube, but I just posted it on Instagram, and I feel like some of y'all might be like, why didn't you address this in the vlog? As I was flying from Budapest to Bologna, the Ryanair staff were like, your luggage is way too fucking big, which surprised me because I had just done 2 or 3 other Ryanair flights where it didn't say anything. And when I put it into a little thing, I think it was 1/2 inch to maybe 1 inch bigger, even though it fit perfectly, hung out to the side just a little bit, and they were like, that's gonna be $80 US. And I was just like, I think I didn't know what to say. I was taken to a new low, new depth, especially since I did pay extra money to have a carry-on. I didn't expect them to be like, we don't give a shit. It doesn't fit their little bag requirements, which, listen, I totally understand. The employees are just trying to do their job, but I was just so broken in that point, and they didn't take Apple Pay, and I was just like, and they were like, if you only have Apple Pay, then why don't you go ahead and contact a family member and give us their card information, because we need all of it. We can't just use the last 4 digits of your card. And they were really berating me. I was just very much like, okay, I understand. My voice breaking and cracking. And I just didn't know what to do. Cass was in class. I don't know. I don't want to be like, hey, can anyone send me their card information so that I can pay for my over? I was just like, I don't know what to do. I say to the employee, I'm like, can I just put all of my stuff into my laundry bag and just abandon my suitcase? And she's not even looking me in the eyes at this point. She hasn't been looking at me in this entire time. By the way, no hate to her. Listen, I get it. This is just, she rushed for Ryanair. It's not her fault. They're just trying to enforce whatever. She's not looking me in the eye at all. And she's like, sure, if that's what you want to do. Clearly you need time, so I'm gonna walk away. And so she walks away. I don't think they actually expected me to do it. I think they thought that I would contact someone. I proceed to just, in front of everyone, by the way, there's like probably like, I want to say like anywhere from 50 to 70 people in line, just waiting. Everyone's looking at me. I take out all my shit. I have this big ass laundry bag. I proceed to stuff everything that I possibly can into this laundry bag. And everything did fit into my big ass laundry bag, which is pretty impressive. I'll insert a photo here of what that situation looked like. And I was just so downtrodden and I was sweating because I'm still wearing my coat and my scarf and my hair is just all over my face. And I walk up to them with my big ass laundry bag, my empty suitcase, and watery, wet eyes, right? A tear streaming down my face. And I was like, sorry, where do I get rid of my luggage? And everyone in line was pointing at me, being like, that fucking girl. Also, the worst part is that I have a ton of diapers in my bag for my period in case it comes. And so my diapers were spilling out and everyone was like, that girl has diapers. I'm gonna fucking kill myself. But I was in too deep. I was already humiliated. So I was like, I can't just like back out now. And she's like, give me a second. And she's like calling blah, 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 blah. And finally she just goes, you just look so pathetic. I feel so bad for you. Just put your stuff back in. So resigned. And I was like, thank you. Literally crying. And she was like, don't cry. She's disgusted with me. Beautiful woman. Absolutely stunning woman. Truly, I was like taken by her beauty. Shout out. Ladies, don't ever be afraid to look pathetic and to weaponize your tears. Well, it wasn't really weaponizing that much. I was just downtrodden. But anyway, so all that to say, I have to pack my entire bag when I get back because yeah, everything was stuffed into my laundry bag. So anyway, let's go get pasta. Whoa, what the literal fuck? I have never seen that before. What the hell is that? Is that from people with penises? Is that, I've never seen that before. Okay, strange. Everyone's looking at me like I'm a freak. All right, let's see how this goes.
Here's the little restaurant, Via Colmi.
Let's check it out.
First bite of pasta in Italy.
Too damn good. Good morning, my angels. And it's our first day in Italy. I have less than 24 hours in Bologna. Obviously, I just got in last night. When I was still in Budapest a couple of days ago, my accommodations in Bologna got canceled. And then I realized that there's a Radiohead concert that's going on, which is why the accommodation prices are so high right now. The wonderful 19-year-old Hungarian boy, Levi, that helped me yesterday is actually here for a Radiohead concert. So all that to say, that is the reason why I'm only in Budapest for one day. The housing costs are literally double what they are in any of the other Italian cities that I looked at. So we're actually gonna go ahead and hop on a train to Florence today. It's only 20 to 30 minutes, which is pretty crazy, but we have to get checked out of this Airbnb, so I'm gonna change really quickly. I got to finally wear a tank top today because Italy is the warmest country that I've been to during my past 2 weeks. It'll be in the 60s today, which I think is 10 degrees. I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know Celsius, but I'll include the conversion here. So it's gonna be 60 to maybe almost 70 degrees today, which is wonderful. So I get to wear my little skirt, and I think I'll still wear a coat. I don't know if a coat is overkill, but honestly, I kind of want to just keep my tattoos hidden because I already know that I'm gonna get looked at because of my 1, accent, 2, hair color, 3, ethnicity/race, and 4, tattoos. So if I can just mitigate one of those factors and maybe decrease the staring a little bit, I know that's just kind of hopeful thinking. Anyway, I have to get ready really quickly. Let's go ahead and speed through our makeup, and then we will be headed to a restaurant. Actually, I can tell you guys about the restaurant as I do my makeup. It's super sunny outside. I think this is one of the sunniest days that I've had in Europe. I can just feel how warm it is, which is lovely. I feel like I haven't felt the warmth of the sun on my skin in a minute. What I've been doing for basically the entirety of this trip is just asking locals or my waiter or waitress what their favorite restaurant in the area is, and then I just end up going to that. And at my dinner last night, which multiple people walked up to the waitress and were like, "This is the best meal I've had in Italy, by the way," which, listen, it was good. I see why people may have felt that way. It was my first meal, so listen, if that was the best food that I'll have, that's fair. But afterwards, she asked me why I was there, what was going on, and I told her. She was like, "Oh, it's your first time in Italy. Why are you in Bologna?" And I was like, "I love food, and I heard that Bologna is the best food." And so I asked her, "What's your favorite restaurant?" I told her if I could only eat at one restaurant in Bologna, which is kind of true. I only get to eat at one restaurant today, basically. "Where would you recommend that I go eat at?" And she was like, "Oh, this restaurant's a little bit far. It's 20 minutes away from here, but the restaurant is," I'll insert what it is here because I don't, it's a trattoria, obviously, which is just like restaurant, but I don't know what it is. Put some sunscreen on my arms too, just in case they're exposed. But she was like, "This place, if not our restaurant," because she was like, "I personally chose to work at the restaurant that serves my favorite food." But she was like, "If I had to choose a restaurant that wasn't this one, I would go to this one." And she knows the owner personally, like the restaurant are friends. And she was like, "He just serves the best, wonderful pasta. Just exceptionally good. Especially, I think they're ragu," she said. So I don't know. It's so busy, in fact, that oftentimes you can't really get a seat without a reservation. And so she recommended the owner, I think his name is Fabio or something like that, always leaves 4 seats available at the counter that isn't taken up by reservations. So the first 4 people that are in line will be able to snag up those seats. And the restaurant opens at noon. My checkout time is 11 a.m. So I thought it would be perfect to just head over there. She said, as long as you're there by 11:45, you should be totally fine. And I was like, really? I don't need to be there any earlier? And she's like, no, which is so different from Asia. Like in Japan, line up 4 hours before they open. Maybe you'll be the first in line. You'll likely be the 20th. A lot chiller. The espresso that I've had in just the Airbnb, oh my God. Chef's kiss, that shit woke me up instantly. Oh my God, it was so lovely. I need to get some friggin' Italian espresso beans. What do y'all put in this? Friggin', it is so strong. I feel like y'all are pouring 5-hour energy shots somehow into these espresso shots, which I love. Honestly, I was having a little bit of a crash out yesterday just because so many people were staring at me as I walked around and I was completely covered. So I was like, the fact that everyone's already staring at me. And I was also a little bit disheartened because I felt like no one was staring at me quite as much. I would say 70% less when I was walking with a tall white man for 40 minutes, which was the wonderfully nice Levi, Hungarian king. But the second I was alone and I started walking, there were way more eyes on me. And I tried my best to talk through the idea that it's not like America. Staring doesn't necessarily mean anything nefarious. They're definitely just curious, but it was definitely causing me to feel a little bit uneasy. So I started crashing out a little bit. I was like, why did I think that I could handle going to Italy without Cass, Sai? So many of your Asian friends have reported having negative experiences in Italy. I just started feeling so uncomfortable and doubting my decision to come here. But I talked myself through it. It's fine. People are definitely just curious and not used to it being people that look like me. In Asia, I also get stared at all the time. And I feel like I just want to embody the energy of being like a white tourist in Vietnam. You know what I mean? That kind of confidence. And I just want to be brave. This was the whole point. Honestly, Italy was the country that I was the most intimidated about visiting. Obviously, there's a huge language barrier. A lot of Italians don't speak English, which is so valid. I should be speaking Italian in their language, but it's gonna be okay. I also think with it being the daytime, I think there will probably be a lot of foreigners and tourists about just because Radiohead is playing. So I'm just assuming there's gonna be a lot of people who are attending this concert in town. Luckily, the restaurant is right next to the train station. So hopefully I can get a seat. Hopefully we can eat some delicious pasta. And the waitress also informed me that if I had enough time, there's also a super delicious ice cream shop that is right next to that restaurant. So hey, even if we don't get into the restaurant, maybe we'll get some yummy ice cream. I don't know. And then we're headed to Florence afterwards for a couple of days. We will be in Florence for roughly, I believe, 3 days, which I'm so incredibly excited about. I'm so beyond happy to go there. I've always wanted to go. Obviously, as you guys have seen now, Kaz and I love art. And so we'll see what the sights in Florence are today. Cheers. I've heard that the staring in Florence can be even more intense than Bologna, and that I am likely to hear a lot of like shop vendors say like ni hao to me and things like that. So I'm mentally prepped for that. Anyway, I'm gonna quickly finish getting ready. We're gonna pack everything up and then we're gonna head out. Hopefully it's not too hot with the coat that I'm wearing today, but if it is, I don't know, I'll just figure something else out, I guess. Ooh.
Why'd you even call me up when I never wanna see ya? I'm just on my way back home, little drunk and alone, but I'd rather kick ya. Even though it's Friday night and I got no plans tomorrow, I could use a bam bam bam, but it's not from you, cause I'm not that hollow. Baby, let it be. You could try.
Alright, angels, we're all packed. Let's return these ancient keys to where they belong and we shall head out. Let's go explore Bologna. Woo! Giving everyone a little bit of belly button today. I'm just smiling at everyone who stares at me. That's the only way I feel that I have power. I was originally going to take a bus, which was only like 15 minutes, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and walk leisurely for the next like 30 minutes to the restaurant, just so I can see the sights. Seen a single crosswalk yet. I think you just walk whenever you want here. Okay, I've been walking for like 20 minutes now. 25, maybe 30. Just wandering around. Lots of stairs, but when I smile, they usually just just like Asia. But I'm gonna have to go up a huge flight of stairs now, so wish me luck. Bruh, I'm underground. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. I think that's the exit. I'm out of the station, huge win. The wind is so nice. Okay, we're almost there. We are here like 25 minutes before the restaurant opens. I hope it's not strange to like just stand outside and wait. This area is so residential and empty. I'm really dragging my bags through these cobblestone streets. I think we're here. Oh wow. Look at all of his accolades. I'm here at 11:36 and they open at noon, and I don't think there's anyone in line, so hopefully I can get a spot. I hope I'm waiting in line at the right place. I would be really bummed if not. Yeah, it's heavily putting on. Wow. How did you? I like it a lot. I think the dryness actually lends to like, once again, this crumbly texture. That is super lovely, but it's sauce dependent for sure. Tortellini in a broth in brodo. I don't even know what's inside. Wait, I love that. Yeah, that's lovely. Yo, that's bomb. Wow. This is the tagliatelle bolognese. Whoa, it's so much more voluminous than it looked. Like, look, it's growing bigger. Grazie. I do feel like now I have a good idea of what ragu, like I don't need to eat it for the rest of the trip anymore, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is what, now I know what a good ragu should taste like. And I also now know what al dente pasta should taste like. Because I feel like I've never had a properly al dente pasta. That's really yummy. But I wonder if I would get tired if I had ordered the whole, you know what I mean? Let me know if you get tired of it. We can fully switch plates. Pork cheek, I'm in it. Yeah. You know, I'm in it. I feel like I'll grab dessert too. Like the fuck? Guinea fowl. I don't even. Is that a bird? Fowl. It's probably I don't know if it's a small bird or a big bird, but it's a bird. Amazing, thank you. Oh wow, this is so interesting. I didn't expect it to look like this. I didn't expect it to look. I feel like, yeah, tell me what you think. But it's like pudding. It's like pudding, right?
Oh my god, it tastes identical to when you were a kid. Did you ever have well, that meal was so lovely and I made a new friend. They only let 2 people in, which is crazy for walk-ins. Everyone else there were Italian locals, so I got very lucky. There was a couple even that waited immediately after me. They came minutes after, and because they were 2 people, they literally weren't allowed in. We made it to Florence.